Hi there, Trisha here, and I wanted to go over the trades that I took today. I took 3 trades, 2 are winners, 1 was a loser. I used 2 trade setups using indicators off of a longer tick chart and a smaller tick chart and a minute chart, a smaller time frame minute chart, and I wait for confirmation on all 3 charts with indicators, and it's usually a high odds success for a profitable trade. So you can go to www.easyemintrade.com and check those out. I wanted to show you this one. This was a scalp setup that I did not take that was setting up at about 9:48, and we have divergence on our indicator and we've got our scalp trade indicator, but when we look at our smaller minute chart, our trend indicator is under 20 and heading down. So for me, I'm not going to take that. I really like the trending indicator. It keeps you out of trouble. Yeah, you will miss trades because sometimes they will go on to be winners even though it's not trending, but most of the time you're going to just wind up sideways when it is not trending. Not saying that you couldn't catch a point or 2 or 3, but for me, I just would prefer for the trend indicator to be above 20. If you look further to the right here, this was another scalp trade that was setting up, and it would have worked out nicely, except I would not take this because we are already in overbought territory. Now, as I've said before, I don't mind taking a trade if it's in overbought territory, but it really has to be just coming into overbought territory, either from the oversold area. So like basically if it were coming from down here up to here and just crossing over, I would be more apt to take that. Or if there were divergence, I would be more apt to take it. There is divergence here, but it's not coming from the oversold area, and that's what I like to see. Again, not saying that you couldn't adopt this into your plan if you backtest and find that it works, but you know, I've got my plan in place and I stick to it, and you can definitely adjust the plan that I've provided in the ebook. That's totally up to you. I'm not saying that you have to do everything that I do exactly. I welcome any changes that you make and would definitely love for you to tell me about them and how they're working, because you know there's more than one way to be a successful trader. In my opinion, a successful trader is one who has a plan and sticks to it. So you know, again, many different ways to be a profitable, successful trader, but I go for the conservative, high odds plays. This is another reason why I didn't take the trade that I just showed you, because you can see the price action here is right on this moving average, and we really don't know if it's going to go up or if it's going to go down. Also, the blue line here that you see is the close from yesterday. So as I've said before, usually you're going to get, you know, a halt in the price action, or at least a hold up or delay for sure, and that's kind of what happened. It kind of stuck around there for a little while. So you know, these are all things that I consider when taking a trade, and these are things that you will come to notice as well, you know, as time goes on and you're looking at the indicators. This actually is the longer tick chart, but this is another reason why I didn't take the trade that I just showed you. This is a trade that I did take. This was a scalp trade setting up. We have our divergence, so I like it. I would like to get in over this bar. I actually did not get filled until over on this bar, and with my market order I got filled at 900.50, and using my trail stop method, this was a pivot that I used for my low, and I got stopped out over here at 901.75 for a gain of 1 1/4. This is a trade that I took at, let's see, 11:38, and we have our short scalp trade setting up. We have our divergence, and again, we're coming from divergence, just crossing over into that oversold area. So I will do that all day long. If we don't have divergence, as long if, like, let's say that we didn't have divergence but I had everything setting up, I would like to see this indicator coming from the overbought area, but this is just fine the way it is because we do have divergence. This was at about 11:38, basically almost 11:39. I'd like to get in under this bar here. I got filled with a market order actually over here at 893.75, and using my trail stop method, came close to getting stopped out a couple times using my trail stop method, but I did not get stopped out until over here. This was the final pivot high that I used, and I got stopped out over here at 888.50 for a gain of 5 1/4. So again, I was happy with that. I must admit that I did enter the trade a little early, and by that, what I mean is, here is our minute chart, or smaller minute chart, and here we're at 50%. So, as you know, I will not go against a trend or have a trend change, in my opinion, until we get below that 50% mark. So we are below the 50% mark, and this is the actual bar that I got in on our smaller tick chart. And I say I cheated because I did not wait for that bar to close. I felt pretty confident that it was going to go down. We're below the 50% mark. Our trending indicator is starting to go higher, so I really felt confident in taking it, so I took the risk. This is a short scalp trade that I took at, I think it was, let's see, about 12.19. I think it was more like 12.19, and set up here, got short at market order 885, and I got stopped out right over here with my pivot. Got hit at 885.75 for a loss of 0.75. Now, really, if I was paying attention, I have support here. You can see where this line that I drew, and realistically, if I was paying attention, I probably would not have entered this trade just because we were so close to support. But, you know, went brain dead for a second and, you know, didn't even notice it. So, you know, not a big deal. Have to take the losses with the winners, but, you know, not a huge loss just because, you know, the way that I trade, I am quickly moving my stops to my pivot highs and my pivot lows, respectively, just for that reason. So anyway, that's not a terrible loss, and I'm fine with it. This is on the smaller minute chart, and I wanted to show you that was the trade that I just showed you that I took and got stopped out at. This is the bar that I got in at, and you can see, you know, we've got support over here on the left. So really, where is it going to go? Realistically, like I said, if I was paying attention, I would have waited for it to break below that support and then look for a pullback and short the pullback. But again, was not paying attention, so you know, had a loss. And of course, it's always easier to go back and analyze, and I recommend that you do that. Go back every day and look at all three of your charts and pick the setups, make notes on the charts, you know, make that be your journal. You know, why something would have worked, why you missed that, or what you didn't see, because it's really good practice, because you can always see more that's already happened than, you know, while you're live trading waiting for something to happen. So that's what I suggest. I do it every day as well. I make notes on all of my trades just because, you know, I want to know why it worked or why it didn't work, you know, when I cheated or didn't cheat. But anyway, I took 3 trades today, all set up on the scalp trade setup, and the first trade I had was a gain of 1 1/4. The second one I had was a gain of 5 1/4, and the third that I had was for a loss of 3/4. So my total net gain was 5 3/4. So anyway, I will see you guys tomorrow.